All right, so let's begin. These books are the books that I've read in my life that completely changed my life. And they had, like, for example, one of the books that I'm going to tell you improved my dating life. Another book that I'm going to tell you improved my personal life. Another book that I'm going to tell you improved my self esteem. These books legit are groundbreaking. So with that being said, let me know if you guys agree with this list. I did not include religious books like the Bible, the Quran. We didn't include that. But these are all general books that, in my opinion, are life changing to me. So let's begin this, okay? So the first one that I believe started everything, and you guys might never have heard of this book. And this, I'm trying to find it right here. There's a lot of lists. Actually, let me see. All right, let's start with Psycho-Cybernetics. Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Psycho-Cybernetics is a book that teaches you how to change your self-image. But the beauty about this book is that the best version is the original version. Get the version from the 60s. This book legit will teach you how to overcome limiting beliefs. It teaches you the law of attraction. It teaches you how to visualize and achieve your goals. Literally, I use that book to help me manifest my YouTube channel. The best book I've ever read when it comes to changing you. And the beauty about this book is that it's not that big. So that's S tier, in my opinion. The next one is The Secret. I'm gonna put The Secret in D tier. I just don't like the way they explain it. I think Psycho-Cybernetics better explains the law of attraction more than The Secret. It has too much woo-woo shit that could turn people off. So that's why I will go with that one. The next one is How to Win Friends and Influence People. I just don't like the way they explain it. So because of that, we're going to put this in C tier. It just doesn't, like, maybe for the time it was good, but every time I read this book, I feel like there's better books out there that could teach this, right? For example, Influence is a better book than this one. The next one is The 48 Laws of Power. I'm only going to put The 48 Laws of Power in A tier for the simple fact that a lot of people struggle with applying it because it sounds so abstract, like it really does. Like there's a chapter about how to start a cult. And it's kind of like he explains it, but it just feels way too abstract. So because of the abstract nature, not because of the content itself, a lot of people have a tough time applying it. So we put it in A tier because of the abstractness of it. Next one is The Art of War, The War of Art. Ladies and gentlemen, I swear to God, this is the only book I've ever read that felt like I took Adderall. This book, yo, this book is something else. Like, that book is something else. That book will literally teach you how to focus. Teaches you how to stand still and do the work. And it doesn't sugarcoat it. So because of how, like, the way that book is oriented towards taking action. So because of that, we're going to label that as S tier. It's truly phenomenal. The next one is A Man's Search for Meaning. I read this book and it's a great book for me, but it's not like an S tier book. In fact, I'll put it in B tier. There's better books out there that will teach you how to find meaning in life. It has great stories about the Holocaust. Honestly, it really is beautiful. But again, I just feel like there are better books that will teach you about that topic a little bit more. And speaking of that, Power of Now, S tier. Get the fuck out of here. Honestly, the Power of Now is a spiritual experience in and of itself. The audiobook or the book itself. It teaches you how to be present. It teaches you how to be confident. If you're a guy and you want to feel more confident, that's the book. If you're a woman and you want to feel more confident, that's the book. The next one is The Prince. It's a great book, but you need to know, like, it feels abstract as well. Like, it's not, even though you could still use it for today, you need someone who kind of has a little bit more experience with those type of books for you to read it and actually apply it. So because of that, because of how raw the material is, we're going with B tier in this book. The next one is the 33 Strategies of War. It's about mental warfare on others and on yourself. And in my opinion, it has so many strategies And in my opinion, this book is actually really applicable. And he kind of has more specific instructions about how to apply those strategies more than the 48 Laws of Power, to be honest with you. So because of that, we're leaving it in A tier because it's, even though it does change you, it's not like these books. I'll be honest with you. The next one is The Laws of Human Nature. Get the fuck out of here. This is A tier. Look, I even have it right here, man. Like this book is A tier. It's A tier. It doesn't get any more A tier. It's truly a sublime book. Beautiful, phenomenal. It'll give you an understanding of your nature more than most books. I mean, in my opinion, it's Robert Greene's best book. It's to the point that he almost died because of it. Like he had a heart attack, like a stroke because of it. Next one is Awaken the Giant Within. I'll be honest with you, this one has sentimental value. This is the book that got me to believe in myself. Like I even choke up when I talk about this one. Like I know Tony Robbins is a little sticky, like it's a little like, you know, like what you would call it, like he's like a, you know, it's like, Tony, really? I'm telling you, this book, do what it says. I don't care what limiting beliefs you have. I don't care how little you believe in yourself. I don't care how bad your life is. This book will give you the belief in yourself more than any other book. In fact, it's so good that I have his other version. It's called Unlimited Power. They're both good. Like, as long as you actually do what the book says, I'm telling you, man, this book changed my life. It changed my life. It really did. I have no words of appreciation. Like, there are no words to describe how grateful I am for this book. So I highly recommend those books. Ego is the Enemy. This one is really applicable and will really show you the source of your mistakes. It shows you how your ego really is the reason why you're not successful and how to let go of your ego. So because of that, check out that book by Ryan Holiday, Ego is the Enemy. It's really beautiful. It's short and straight to the point. The Alchemist. It's one of those books that I read, I got the point, but there are better books that teaches you that point. So because of that, we're putting this in C tier. It's good, but Daily Rituals. This one is interesting. This is the first book I've ever read. Oh my God, it's crazy. I kind of get choked up because when I started reading these books, people, you guys have no idea. I didn't believe in myself. This book, I needed inspiration. I had no discipline. I remember, like, I had no discipline. It was in 2016. And I was like, man, I need to believe in something. Like, I need to know how to be disciplined. I just didn't have it. And I found this book where the book is about the stories of artists and how they work and their daily rituals. And reading this book, man, inspired me so much. I still remember the day when I was reading it in the train. And I was like, oh my God, I'm focusing. I was like, oh my God, like I'm actually inspired by something, you know? Like I never read it again, but reading the stories about those artists having routines, waking up in the morning or having weird habits, and getting the work done. So I told myself, fuck this shit, man. I could do it. If they could do it, I could do it. That's exactly what I said. And because of that book, because of how many examples it has of people loving their art, it inspires you. So because it only impacted me, I'm not going to tell you guys it's S tier. So I'm going to put it in A tier because I'm biased. And I know not a lot of people may not like that book. But to me, it literally was a groundbreaking book, in my opinion, for me. The next one is The Art of War. This is about Sun Tzu. It's about strategies of war. It's kind of similar to The Prince, where a lot of people will prefer to read a book like the 30 Strategies of War that uses the art of war and what do you call it? And updates it to our standards, like in terms of like how to apply to our world. But if you want raw material These B tier is like raw material, right? Where a lot of people, in order to really get it, you need context, you need more information. So A tier is like was somebody who condensed the information and put it there, right? So that's why I put it in B tier in terms of like it's raw material. You need like to know more about that type of topic for to really apply it in your life. Next one is mastery. This is A tier. I didn't know I was gonna get choked up by talking about these books. But that book really gave me the belief in myself. It inspired me to start drawing. It inspired me to start painting. It gave me the belief that I could do anything that I set my mind to. And I'm not lying to you, man. I started drawing like 5 or 6 years ago. And it was because of that book. I started doing photography, started doing YouTube. Because of that book, not YouTube, but because of that book, I became inspired. It teaches you that if you're not good at something, it's because you're doing it wrong, not because you can't, you know? And the last one is The Book of Fire Rings by Miyamoto Musashi. Once again, raw material. So a lot of people will prefer to read a book that explains that book, to be perfectly honest with you. So because it has B tier, and it doesn't mean it's bad, it just means it's raw material. So you got to really like read it again, and find ways to apply it in your life. It's almost like reading the Bible. And this is it. These books will change your life. I mean, some of you guys might not agree with me, but it changed my life. And because of that, I really hope it changes your life.